Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Vishnu Sahasranama, name 516, Vinayita. This is derived, or the interpretation is given from the root Nai, which means, the two meanings are given: to go or to protect. So from this is derived the meanings. He is the Savior and he who shows the path to everyone. Now there are various names which give similar kind of meaning. The Palak means the maintainer, the Savior, one who shows the path to everyone, the leader. But devotees, especially those who are well conversant with Sanskrit, then for them, when they hear ordinary words, then, or words in different contexts, they'll relate it to this. Just the naya, to, it also means to bring or to take. You studied Sanskrit?
I went for a spoken Sanskrit class.
Yeah. That's not mentioned here for some reason. So when they hear such words in ordinary speech, then they'll relate that to this. Oh, their thoughts will be, if they are steeped in Vishnu Sahasranama, people who recite it daily and who hear the explanations, when they hear ordinary words, then which are related to this, then their thoughts will come back to Krishna almost involuntarily. So these are the benefits of being absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, even in what we might say even a somewhat technical way. It might seem somewhat technical studying these names and the Sanskrit roots and all that, but that's, Krishna's given this. This is ultimately all coming from Krishna. His names, they expand from the Sanskrit language, or they're in the Sanskrit language, which is eternally the language which glorifies Krishna, delineates reality. It can be misused to misrepresent reality or to delineate non-reality, but ultimately it's meant for glorifying Krishna. Vedaischa sarvaraham eva vedyaha. All the Vedas are meant for glorifying Krishna. That means that the whole, everything's meant for glorifying Krishna. The Vedas are meant to reveal Krishna. Everything's meant for glorifying Krishna. Especially this Sanskrit language is very suitable for that. So, the Savior, there are so many instances of this. In fact, practically the whole Bhagavata literature is how Krishna saves his devotees. Bhagavat literature, the essence of that is Srimad Bhagavatam. And what is the Srimad Bhagavatam? We see the first 9 cantos leading into the 10th canto. It's all about Krishna saving his devotees. He saves Parikshit in the womb. He saves the Pandavas again and again and again. Vishan Mahagne Purushada Darshanata Satsabhaya Vanavasa Kritshataha Mridhe Neka Maharatashtrato dronashtratas chasma hare birakshitaha. Kunti prays to Krishna, you saved all of us when Bhima was poisoned. If Bhima was killed, that's what Duryodhana thought. If we kill Bhima, then we can easily knock off the rest of them. So you saved us from the great fire. The house was built to burn them alive. Krishna is saying, man, what did Krishna have to do with that? It was Vidur warned them, and then Yudhishthira understood, and where was Krishna in all of this? But ultimately, Kunti, as a devotee, rightly sees Krishna behind everything. So Vishan Mahagne Purusha, the man Rakshasas, more than once, the Rakshasas were there. The Hirimba Rakshasa wanted to kill and eat. Bhima finished him off. And then there was another one, that Baka Rakshasa, who Bhima finished off also. And again, you may say, well, where's Krishna? It's always Krishna. And Kunti sees it's Krishna protecting us. Krishna gives, okay, so it might seem Bhima was protecting the Pandavas, but ultimately that was by the grace of Krishna. As we see Arjuna, he was so powerful, but later, after Krishna disappeared from this world, Arjuna, he was this Arjuna who had fought with Lord Shiva on an equal level. The Arjuna who, on the request of the demigods, had finished off 40,000 Nivita Kavachas, severe demons. The Arjuna who single-handedly fought with all the Kauravas when they stole the cows of Virat Maharaj, fought and successfully defeated them all. That same Arjuna was overcome by a band of ruffians, bandits. So then Arjuna could understand that actually my power is coming from Krishna. So it's Krishna ultimately protecting. Maybe through his devotees, but ultimately it's Krishna. So Vishan Mahagne Purushada Darshana Asatsa, all the calamities that arose from the gambling match. Draupadi was to be insulted. Krishna protected her. Living in the forest, the whole thing was troublesome. That's why Duryodhana sent them to the forest. And so many difficulties they had to undergo. Krichuta, a very difficult situation. Then in the battle, they had to fight. They were outnumbered. All the major generals were on the other side. And then, even then, when it was all over, it seemed, at last, well, it was a terrible battle. Almost everyone got killed. Now we can have some peace, and now we can get back to some kind of peaceful living. And then Ashwatthama wanted to kill Parikshit within the womb, and Krishna saved them again. So it's Krishna who's saving. There's so many. That's the first canto. We see in the first canto. And then we go on, there's so many instances how Krishna saves the earth, his devotee, he lifts up the earth, Varaha Dev. And then we find Ambarish, Prahlad, Dhruva. It's story after story of how Krishna protects and saves his devotees. Why is that? Out of his great affection for them. That's the whole point. His great affection for them. And he shows the path to everyone. Well, not everyone takes advantage of it, but he shows the Bhagavad Gita is there. Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. It's the king of all knowledge, or it's the most confidential. Well, why most confidential? We're distributing so many millions of copies. Gita Press distributed so many copies. It's an open secret. It's there, everyone can take advantage, but not everyone wants to see. They'll take Bhagavad Gita and misinterpret it, but he's willing. Even if people want to go on the wrong path, Krishna will show that path to them too. You want to go on the wrong path? Okay, well. And then you can say in that respect that the misleaders, like Gautam, Jaimini, Karnad. These are the old, ancient misleaders. And there are so many in the modern age. They also have a function to perform because people wanted to be misled, so through them Krishna misleads. You want that? Alright. Do you want to be cheated? Krishna sends so many cheaters. So he shows the path to everyone. Baladev Vidyabhushan says, giving his comment on this name, he says that Vinayita means he protects his devotees as if they were his own children. It's expected that parents will be affectionate to their children, not to others' children, but everyone is Krishna's child, and he sees everyone with great affection. Of course, Krishna does have his own children, the members of the Yadu dynasty. While living at Dwarka, he had so many children, 16,100 wives, 10 boys, sent 10 sons by every one of them, and 1 daughter by every one of them. So Krishna does have his own children, but he's open to be affectionate to everyone. He wants to be affectionate to everyone. He doesn't distinguish. That if someone approaches him with love, he'll reciprocate with love. If someone tries to protect someone's own child, that's understandable. If he tries to protect someone else's child, even at great risk to himself, that's considered a very good quality. Just like Devaki, she got the daughter of Yashoda, and Kamsa thought it was her own daughter. And Kamsa wanted to kill that child because he heard that the 8th son of Devaki would kill him. And the 8th child was not a son, it was a daughter, but he thought he'd kill her anyway just to make sure. And Devaki tried her best to save that child by giving good arguments, which Kamsa of course didn't listen to. And Kamsa picked her up and tried to bash her against a stone, but she flew up in the air and showed her form as Durga, and then went off to different places, different parts of India, and to preside in those places under different names in different places. So Krishna protects his devotees, just like his own children, with great affection, with a sense of mamata. These are mine. These are mine. Rama says, if anyone approaches me in a mood of surrender, submission, I take them as mine. They're mine. That's mine. I'm looking after you. So devotees are very confident of that. Hare Krishna.
Krishna leads the sincere seekers of the truth to the truth, and he misleads those who don't.
Krishna misleads those who don't want to go to the truth. Yeah, not exactly. He does that through others. The whole Bahiranga Shakti, Maya energy, is for keeping in illusion those who want to be in illusion. But that's his Bahiranga Shakti, that's his external energy. He doesn't directly do that. He's not directly associated with the material energy.
If such is the case, then why do preachers have to speak?
Why do preachers speak against those who are misleading? Because they're rascals. They're misleading others. They shouldn't do so. It's something like people saying, well, God made the animals so we can kill them and eat them. You can do, and God made that facility, but you're not supposed. It's not a good quality on your part to kill them and eat them. So the people may be misleading, and Krishna's energy is working through them, but to have the desire to mislead They may not see it as misleading. They think it's the real thing, but their intelligence is distorted. Therefore, they think like that. Krishna makes an arrangement. It's something like Srila Prabhupada gave the example of demons. They fight with each other. It's just like at school. If two boys are fighting, then the teacher, Srila Prabhupada said this from his own experience at school. The teacher would call the two boys up and they'd have to pull each other's ears. So they're both giving each other pain. So neither of them are good, but they're working under the direction of the teacher because they're both bad. So it's something like that. Krishna arranges, you want to be cheated, we'll send a cheater. It doesn't mean that the cheater's good. Hare Krishna.